So let me ask you guys this question. For those of us that follow a lot of people, subscribe to them, whatever, and we're used to them, producing content on a weekly, daily basis, maybe monthly basis, how would you feel if suddenly they just stopped doing that for a while, even though their page or their channel was still active and still being followed and subscribed to? Would you feel a little worried? Or because of the fact that maybe they've addressed why they've been gone at times, due to like personal reasons or issues, that you would just basically say, okay, that's fine. They'll be back probably sooner than we think. Um, how would you feel? How would you feel? Would you basically wait and see what's next, or if they've been gone for more than just, let's say, the normal break time that they would take, let's say 2 months or something like that, would you consider maybe taking up the mantle, maybe kind of helping out a little bit, doing a side story or a side project on their behalf? Would you feel like doing that? Because there are people on DeviantArt that I do follow that I've kind of wondered, what would it be like, or should someone like me take up the mantle on one of them and help them out? Not mess with the main continuity or the main portion of what they're doing, but kind of do like little side stories, side projects. Do you think maybe that's something that a lot of us should consider doing, just to kind of help that person out until they get back? Or maybe perhaps we should take up the mantle of the main portion of the story series itself, because perhaps they got other pressing issues they have to deal with. Now, for me, I'm considering, helping out Minor Dash Alterations maybe with some side stories for some of his story series that he's doing, and not mess with the main continuity. But then, of course, I'm reminded of something that happened several weeks ago, and I talked about this here on YouTube. Tile Grey Wolf made a comeback, started republishing or re-uploading some stories that he had in previous websites, Transformation Archives and all that, here on DeviantArt, along with some new additions. And that's basically, and to me, that was a surprising, that was a huge surprise for me, because of course, I follow him on DeviantArt, and I was kind of very surprised and taken aback that he had returned. Now, of course, he hasn't published anything for about a week or two now, because he's probably going back on hiatus, but still, it was nice to see him return. So I take that into consideration and think, well, what about Minor Dash Alterations? He's taken a few breaks this year already, and this right now is the longest one he's taken from about, because his last stories that he put up on DeviantArt were around August of this year, August 11th, and now we're getting close to the end of the year and we haven't seen anything yet. So the question obviously is, should someone like me or anybody else take up the mantle and at least do some side stories or some side projects for him, to kind of keep the characters that he has around relevant, in the public, and in the eyes of the people, in the public eyes of the followers and fans that he has, that enjoy his stuff. Should we do like those side stories to keep those characters relevant and everything, and just not mess with the main continuity, if you will, of some of the story series that he does? That is a question to think about, because there's been a lot of people that, when somebody has to take a break for a while, try to refresh their mind, or they got personal reasons and issues to deal with, that become precedent and have to be taken care of first and foremost, that there have been those that have basically stepped up and said, look, we'll take care of this, we'll continue the stories somehow for you. So, it makes me wonder. So again, it makes me wonder if maybe that should be something that myself or anybody else should look into, kind of taking up that mantle, just to do like little side stories here and there to help out, if you will, little side projects. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's something that, should be taken into consideration, or should we just be patient and see what happens? I mean, to me, Minor Dash Alterations has been gone for almost, August to September is a month, October is 2, November is 3, this is 4, almost 4 out of 12 months, almost nearly half a year. But again, like I said, Tile Grey Wolf made a return, and that was a surprise right there. That was after like a year or two, or a year and a half. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. I know this may have sounded like a weird topic to talk about and ramble about, but let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Maybe talk about it in the live chat, and I will talk to y'all later.